advocacy in Lansing, and we got it approved. And as such, our webmaster's not here today, but he has hiked it and GPS'd it, and if you go on www.northcountrytrail.org, my fellow Chief Noonday chapters /CND will get you on our website. And this trails have been GPS'd, and you can pull off the map, and if you Google for transportation sites, this is GPS, this site here, you can drive from your house to the driving directions to get here, and you can hike anywhere on this trail, and there's 10 high points that he set up on this GPS. So I'd like to bring them out to you today, because I told Andrew if I was doing this job, I would say I see. And that's what this hike is intended for today, to get people out back in the wilderness in the state park. I like what they've done. Put your GPSs, put your Walkmans away. Look at nature today. Physical exercise. First thing I want to point out is this site right here is a historical site. If you look over there, there's 2 cement posts over there. The historical sign is in Andrew's shed, and someday it'll be restored here. You're standing on the site of the Yankee Springs stagecoach stop. 1830s, before the state of Michigan was a state.
1835. 1835.
Yes. And before that, the Indians came through here. That's why Chief Noonday has a big name before even the white man got here. Yankee Springs is named after Bill Lewis, who ran a hotel over here, they call it. Wasn't a hotel, but if you look across the way, you'll see an old shack, and that'll give you an idea. At this point, a stagecoach, when he blew his whistle coming in on the stagecoach over here, you knew you could stop at a place and you could get a rest for the night. You could get the best booze that was available, and you could get fresh produce and venison brought in by the Indians. And Yankee Bill Lewis, right down over the hill here, is the first place I want you to go and look at the springs. It's still there, a crock well. Then come back and start down the trail here. I think before you get to the bridge, if you look over to your right, you'll see some wintergreens. Stop and pick a leaf and put it in your mouth, and you'll have juicy fruit chewing gum. Watch your step across the Little Mac Bridge, as we called it, first bridge we built in 2002. It's slippery when wet. Hopefully it's sand today just to get you by. But notice the water as you walk by there. Notice the marsh, and in spring you'll see the skunk cabbage and the marsh marigolds. If you walk a little farther, you'll see a prairie site. That's an endangered butterfly site, isn't it, Andrew? What's the name of the butterfly?
Satyr Mitchell.
They do burns in there because that butterfly likes prairie situations. You'll see Indian grasses, native prairie grass that you're there. You go a little farther and you'll see the first planting of the Conservation Corps, CCC camp, of which Yankee Springs has 2 of them. In the Depression days, all you know that they got young boys out to do work to get out of the Depression, to send some money home to the folks. You'll notice a lot of pine tree plantation. First one will be a red pine, and you'll notice burns where they did the controlled burn on that. As you cross the horse trail and come to the next marsh area, notice the huckleberries that are going to be there for you to pick next year. Look for any wildlife habitat that may be flying in on those lakes. You'll cross between a place that's between Duck Lake and the marsh, and then you'll come to the pines, which is a white pines, Planted in the 30s, and someday is going to be a majestic white pine for our state and for this. That's why Andrew did the trail through this area. It's one of the highlights of the park. Go a little farther and you'll come to, on your right, you'll see second growth hardwoods, oak trees. And those are also noted for the cerulean warbler. Come back out in the spring and listen for the cerulean warbler, and they usually host a cerulean warbler thing through the Audubon Society. They take and need high trees to nest in. You won't see them today. Maybe you'll see a pileated woodpecker. You may see some downy woodpeckers and snowy woodpeckers. Go a little farther and there's a big gully. I call it the little canyon of Yankee Springs. You look down and that's formed by a geological situation. Yankee Springs was between two big lakes, the Lake Michigan Glacier and the Lake Erie. And so our waters go two different ways here and left quite a deposit. You'll see, if you go a little farther on that depression, what is called a kettle lake. A kettle lake was formed by an iceberg that pointed down in the water and squished the mushy sand out and left a complete circle, which there is no water in this area because it all seeps on down through things. The other high point of the park, is a bigger one, is called Devil's Souple. And there's others that you'll see in the area that are just like that. But you can see a little one there on your way. Other than that there, then there's you'll come across the Orienteering Club. South Michigan Orienteering Club of Ann Arbor has put topographical map for the whole park, and they have activities that are meant to train people how to identify topographical features, compasses, use, and they have competition run usually in May in Yankee Springs here. They want to try and see who can run the fastest by just identifying the topographical features. Go on your website, A.m2ts, get all the details on that. Go a little farther and you'll notice Hall Lake, which is a man-made lake by the dam across Gun Lake Road. That lake has no streams incoming into it, only the stream that's coming out. It's fed all by springs. And you'll cross that dam when you're going to Andrew's final site, and he's made a new trail from after you cross the Hall Lake area. He's got balloons or something on a 4x4 post, I understand. And that'll take you to the old supervisor's cabin. You can get your North Country Trail decal and some coffee and rolls, and then he's got a bus to take you back here. Is that it, Andrew?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.